Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how to use the website Epic to create libraries and assign books for your students to read. So first thing you need to do is create an educator account. You can do this for free if you have a school email, and you're going to want to create that and then go ahead and log in. And it's pretty easy to create. I just used my Google information, and then after you create that and you log in, it's going to go ahead and bring you to your teacher homepage. And on your teacher homepage, you can create different classes for your students. So I just used my Google information and I created a sample class. When you log in, this is kind of what your teacher homepage looks like. This is the name of my sample class. And then it also gives you a class code so that students can either manually join your class, or a little bit of an easier option is just to import students directly from your Google Classroom. So when you're creating a library, the thing that the easiest way to do it is to have a topic in mind and then just type in that topic that you want your students to read about or learn about. My library that I'm creating today is going to be focused on the Northeast region because it's a social studies unit that I typically teach, and it's also the unit that my students are going to be doing for their learner inquiry project. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the Northeast in the search bar, and then after you do that, it's going to pull up all of the books that are available for students to read. You can see at the top too that they have other resources besides books. So they have books, videos, books where students can listen to, and then also audiobooks. So after you type in the topic you want students to read about, it's going to pull up all of these different results. And you can click Show Me More, and it'll bring up even more results for books that they have for students to read. So one thing that I like about Epic is that you can filter it and it tells you what age the books are appropriate for, and then also the reading level, which is nice because I have students who read at a variety of different reading levels in my class. So when I'm creating my library, I want to make sure that I have books that are at a couple different levels so that all of my students can read them. So when you see a book that you think might be interesting, you can click on the book and it gives you the title, like I said, the reading level, the pages, the author. Some books have a quiz that goes along with them, and then just a short little description of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this book. It's called What is in the Northeast, and it allows you to flip through the book so you can actually read the whole book yourself before you assign it to students. And you can see this book kind of is giving information about natural resources, the economy, tourism, culture, all that kind of stuff. So if this was a book that I liked for my students and I wanted them to be able to read it, I could go back to this homepage right here, and then I click the heart, and that favorites the book for me. And then I want to actually create a whole collection for my students. So I'm going to click on New Collection. And the title of this collection is going to be Northeast Books. And then I'm going to write a description for this. So I'm going to tell my students that you can use these books for your travel project. And then I'm going to hit create. Then from there, I would go through and I would add a couple different books at different reading levels for my students. And then once you have a good number of books in your collection, you can go ahead and hit this button, Assign to Students. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. And once you hit Assign to Students, it's going to have you create the assignment. So it gives you can have the assignment name right here, and then you can give your students a due date for their assignment. So I'm going to do that right now, pretending I was creating this assignment. I would create it now, and then I'll give them, let's say, a couple weeks to read these books. So they would have access to these books until November 11th. Now I want to assign this to my whole class. So I'm going to hit assign to class, and that tells me that I've assigned this to my class. So since I imported this from my Google Classroom, all of the students that have access to that particular sample Google Classroom would be able to see this collection of books that I've created. And you can kind of tailor it to your students and create multiple collections if you want students to read multiple books on multiple topics. So I hope that you found this helpful, and you can find a use for this in your classroom. Thank you.